Ladies and gentleworms, welcome to another episode of Building Tech Sales Academy in public. My name is Jamil Raymond. I'm the founder of Tech Sales Academy, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you here, as always. What have I been up to this week? Not a lot, folks. Again, burnout number 4. Just respecting the nervous system. I thought I was going to get back into the swing of things last week, but the body was just still like, nah, and you got to respect it, right? I have ignored the whispers of fatigue in my body all year. They have become screams, and now I have no choice, and it is what it is. And realistically, with the academy and with going back into full-time work very shortly, I'm going to be staring down the barrel of a 60-hour week again. So, forgive me if I am a little hesitant to jump back right into things. And as I'm filming this today, the Monday before this comes out, just have got back into the rhythm of things today, and I'm adapting to my new operating rhythm. So to get everything done, realistically, I'm going to have to get up at 5 a.m. again, which is what I've done this morning. And yeah, to sort of structure my circadian rhythm, my operating rhythm to this new 40-hour 9 to 5 plus, early mornings, nights and weekends back into the academy. So that was basically what I was doing previous, whilst I was at Cisco anyway. So it's not that big a deal to get back into that rhythm. But it doesn't mean it still doesn't suck for the pure volume of effort that's required every day. But as I say all the time, passion is free energy, right? If you are passionate about what you do, it doesn't really matter. You will work through it. It will drive you. This is still something that I cannot stop thinking about every day. So whilst the initial momentum of getting my ass off the ground and picking, the world back onto my shoulders again, figuratively and almost literally, I guess it's going to suck, folks. Like, whoever building sucks. Like this, it sucks. Like it's difficult, right? I'm not saying that the work isn't rewarding, but you are an absolute fucking idiot in so many different dimensions of your life and your skills, right? The Dunning-Kruger effect of thinking, how hard could it be? I could be an expert at this. That's easy. And then falling off just a massive cliff and just going, man, I have no fucking idea what's going on. That's the reality of this. It's the reality of any industry, I think, any role, right? I mean, it's the exact same process of starting in technology sales. And, my role with the academy is to help you realistically soften the blow of that massive drop off in realizing that I don't know shit, man. So yeah, that's the game, folks. Like, we're moving up, we're getting there. We'll be back at full steam soon, and again, some amazing things ahead. And anyway, it's kind of a tough time to pick things up again. Realistically, if you're in the B2B world, and you probably are since you're watching this, you know that we're basically a week away from everyone mentally checking out anyway. I know in the US it's Thanksgiving this week, so there's a lot of things that are going to become next year's problem over the next couple of days. So I imagine that there's going to be a lot more Amazon mouse jigglers, a lot of mandatory trainings that have been delayed, a little admin catch up, fake busy work to make sure that no one's checking your mandatory RTO and making sure that you are a good, productive member of the machine, right? So yeah, that's it for this little bit. In the next segmento, I will be taking you through what the actual operating structure of the academy is like as far as activities, weekly structure, and how many hours that takes up, as well as some of the initiatives I'm going to focus in, I guess you would call it version 1.2, maybe 2.0 of the academy. Let's check it out. So what I've got here is a collection of notes around what the next iteration of Tech Sales Academy is going to be, based on the goals, the structure, how many hours a week that actually consumes, and then as well as a couple of priorities that I've got for building and for creating content. The goals, I like to keep my goals relatively open, especially because I'm so early in the piece, especially when it comes to building community, which is goal number 1, right? I'm building a practice of me being of service to my communities, to my members, my students, mentees, even you, the good people, of just putting myself out there authentically, giving you as much value as I can. And then again, that vibe is the tribe, that reciprocal arrangement of value, you guys being drawn in, and me just being a good person to help you on your journey, right? So building that community, connecting with people, making sure that people that are resonating with me. I don't actually do a lot of outbound selling of my course or anything that I do. A lot of it is inbound. And I'm not saying I've got a lot of sales or anything like that, but I really don't necessarily care to sell what I'm doing to students and to potential customers. And I know that sounds counterintuitive because I'm creating a sales business, but again, by focusing on creating value and letting organic growth happen and that authentic resonance of my message to customers, mentees, whatever, that's what I'm focusing on here. And that's some of the amazing validation that I've had with recent students and people that have actually bought the courses in the academy, is that they're going, man, I'm really digging what you're saying. It really, talks to me and where I'm currently at. And I'm going, bang, that's what I want, right? That's what's more important than the sale itself, is you buying into the mission, buying into the vision of what we're doing and sensing genuine value, because that's what I'm trying to teach you to focus on as a salesperson out in the world as well. So continually to build community. I don't want to get to a certain amount of members. I want to let that organically grow. From a financial perspective, I want to start generating income consistently, getting to that 10K a month that I've talked about previously, but I want to do it on autopilot. And what I mean by autopilot is, through the organic content, even like we just talked about now, the inbound sort of leads, I might focus, now that I've got a bit of cash from having a full-time gig, I might invest into some ads, into some paid spend to increase reach. And that autopilot is like courses and coaching. I've always said if I just sell one account executive's toolkit per day, I'm making 10K a month clear, we're laughing, right? So that's the financial goal that I'm aiming for, because how I see myself right now is I've got, through my academy, being a contractor into Essentia, I've got a high ticket client that takes up 40 hours of my time. And ideally, I've got to build some money up, great. But now that I've got a 40-hour-a-week client plus 14 hours a week of having the business on side hustle, I've got to now automate, delegate, outsource, remove aspects of the business that do not contribute to the overall growth, and also keep me sane, because, point number 3 right there is don't burn out. I do not want to have burnout number 5 in 5 years, right? This is a lifestyle business. This isn't some, VC-backed startup trying to be the next unicorn. I don't give a shit about that. I am trying to build a business based on lifestyle, based on my unique value to market. Okay? So those are the main goals. So from a recurring structure, what do I mean by this? This is what an average week looks like in the academy as far as engaging and delivering value to my customers, community, etc. So every day I'm going back into LinkedIn, engaging. I'm trying to aim for 7 days a week of video content, which I'm doing through a variety of initiatives, putting out clips, things like this. And then I want to focus a little bit more on YouTube in the long form, because I'm a long form kind of guy. You're best having a longer conversation with me and getting to know me in depth. That's where a lot of my connections with customers comes from, is every half an hour call that I have with the customer goes into, an hour, hour and a half, even 2 hours of just connecting and vibing, right? So it's about, enough time, a bit of depth in the relationship. I think that's really important for you to really get to know me. So that's based on social engagements on LinkedIn and looking into other sales communities, other places where I can demonstrate authority or expertise. Again, good social proof to go, hey, this guy knows what he's bloody talking about. So on top of the social engagement, which is to build reach and visibility in the platforms, I've also got content, which is this weekly vlog, Building in Public, which comes out on Tuesdays. Again, very personal, open source, like I'm doing right now. What you're actually looking at right now is my Notion, and you can see you might be able to see some of my systems and all of my pages there as well. I brain dump everything into Notion, great tool. On Wednesdays, I have started the weekly video lessons. I will be picking those up again, and that integrates into the newsletter as well. So customers and newsletter subscribers get a free weekly video that's on YouTube, And what I'm also going to do is turn those lessons into lead magnets as well, so people come to the community. I'm also going to change or expand the newsletter back into something called the Conscious Technologist. Right now it's called the 1% Club, and that was probably a little bit more ego focused when I first released the newsletter on talking about, being a top performer. But again, sort of shifting my priorities and my perspectives in this business, I do want to transform people into conscious technologists. And so what better way than to actually provide the resources that are, far and beyond just tech sales tips, and focus on, transformation, self-improvement, tools, quotes, things like that. Again, to develop the more integrated self, which is what we're trying to do here, is to become conscious integrated individuals, bringing your whole self, not just into the role of your tech sales career, but into elements of life as well. Okay. We also have the weekly live Q&As. So I've moved those to Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and there's just, open style chats. You can just talk to me, ask me any question you want, and they're a lot of fun as well. Again, chats. I'm a talker, folks, as you haven't already noticed. And then what I'm also going to do is actually put more content into the community itself. It is a little bit empty in there. It could use a little bit more engagement, and that's up to me to facilitate conversations in the community. So I'll be putting in daily content there every day as well. So overall, with the engagement and all of the initiatives we talked about here, I'm looking at about 14 hours a week. And that's, probably conservative, if I was to be really honest. I think it's going to be closer to 20 because there'd be coaching calls and ad hoc stuff that comes up, editing more videos and whatnot. But now you can see my dilemma is where I'll be working a 60-hour week. So as an operator, as a business builder, now it's the best thing that I can be doing is optimizing these systems and then delegating them and outsourcing them to a VA. Maybe I get a content editor for YouTube and the clips. Just trying to audit all of the things that I don't necessarily enjoy about this business, and trying to, use some of the additional money that I've got from having a full-time job and giving those to other people so I can focus on, where the energy is, right, where the passion is. As far as build priorities, these are the things I really want to focus on getting done hopefully by the end of the year. The tech sales mentorship, I think that's going to be about 40 plus lessons, and I've probably edited about 20 something. So I'm going through old clips and old content and just carving that out and making sure they're a bit more context friendly instead of using just AI to edit the clips, because I think there's just, I still think it needs a personal touch, some of my older content. Once I do more podcasts and things like that, which is in my future priorities for easy content, that's a little bit easier to edit because that's just a question and answer format. Whereas the tech sales mentorship is me just pontificating, kind of like this, prone to a waffle. And so making sure I tighten that up to make the most valuable and most punchy content that I can. There is a couple of modules in the Account Executive Toolkit that are sort of bonus, or sort of like thought about after the fact, after some market feedback on what other users and members wanted to get out of it. So I've got a couple of lessons here: how to create a great pitch deck and creating a template for that. Dealing with upset customers, that's really important, especially for account executives and relationship managers. Giving you guys a qualification scorecard to create something what I call is your sales gut. And your sales gut is basically your unconscious competence, or basically running this, almost an algorithm of a sales opportunity in your brain, in your body, to go, I think I'm a pretty good at, trying to qualify an opportunity really well. And what are the questions you have to ask yourself to really get really effective at qualifying? Such an important element of your pre-sales process is learning how to qualify properly. I'm also going to build part of the CRM, the personal CRM, which is a couple of the templates and whatnot that I give to you in the Account Executives Toolkit and Tech Sales OS. I'm going to put that into a OneNote template. And the reason why that is because I actually put a lot of this work into OneNote when I was at Cisco and Telstra, because you need a single point for your own data. And yes, you're supposed to put it in, Salesforce and whatnot, but again, it's a highly inefficient process. And, for you as the salesperson, as the AE that needs a lot of important data in one place, having in the CRM, putting it into a template is important. And I've chosen OneNote because basically every company runs on Microsoft 365. So everyone has access to OneNote. So it just makes it an easy template that I can outsource and give to others who can download it into their computers, into their PCs, whatnot. And then after a while, once I've done all this stuff, I want to upgrade the videos in TechSales OS. There's a few in there that are just basically, Zoom excerpts and whatnot. That's a, mid 2025, maybe early 2025 initiative. And then as far as content is concerned, I want to get some podcasts done. Podcasts are great, easy content. You get to talk long form. You get to be a bit more relaxed. As we've seen with Trump and whatnot, long form podcasts are the future of quality, in-depth engagement and really getting to know people. So got a few of those lined up, and I'll knock a few of those out of the way, and that's clips for weeks, mate, which makes my content hamster wheel much easier. And then there's something that I'm very keen to do, which is something called the Emotional Intelligence Masterclass. And with that, one of the things, EQ, there is one of the most discussed but misunderstood intelligences, soft skills that there is in business and life. And there is a science behind it. And this is something that I talk to my students and mentees about, and they're hooked and they're engaged and they're interested and they really want to know more about that. So, put your best work out there for free and, let people enjoy it. I will do that hopefully maybe over the Christmas break, maybe when I've got a bit more time to put it together. It's already content inside TechSales OS. I've just got to, make it pretty and make it a little bit more digestible and presentable for the YouTubes. So that's where I'm currently at. That's where I'm rebuilding into for now. Plenty to do here, right? There is a lot to do, and I could even go, pontificate about all the things I need to do even further. But as you can see, lots to be done, right? Trying to ship as much value to you guys, getting on the content hamster wheel, delivering as much value. One of the great things that we've had during this time off is the validation that the content's working, the message is working, the funnel is working, right? We're getting green shoots and it's beautiful. So we got to keep going, right? We just have to persist, chop wood, carry water, do the boring things every day, because that is what builds a successful business. Okay, so that's where we're at for now. Going to get into this new flywheel. Got to get off my ass and actually do it. It's easy to say it, but I actually got to do it, and it is what it is, right? This is why we do what we do, to build abundant futures for all. And that's it for this week, folks. You know where to find me. Academy, techsales.academy, school.com/techsalesacademy. Join me in there. Plenty of free content. Come hang out with me now in the Q&A session, 6 p.m. Melbourne time. Figure that out for yourself, what that means for you. Come hang, come chat. And yeah, that's it for this week, and I'll see you next. Ciao for now.